Hello, in this video I will be trying IBD Control Gel. Before we begin, I would like to invite you to my free online webinar, 1 Hour Sculpting with Dual Forms. I will share all secrets of this method. Follow the link in the description box to register. Now let's get back to our review. I have IBD Control Gel Natural Color. I will also need Control Gel Liquid, which I pour in a deepened dish, so the product will not stick to the brush. And I will be using IBD metallic spatula as well as natural brush square shape number 7. Before the application, I always apply a little of this liquid and then start the application. Well, it feels actually pretty thick compared to most polygels I've ever tried, but I cannot say it's really hard to apply it. Like regular polygel, we just apply it on a tip, and this is how the color looks like. I think it's pretty natural. Actually, it doesn't seem too intense for the cover pink, but I think it's good. Okay, now let's try the clear one. So I squeeze it from the bottle. Wow, those grains. Squeeze, slice, and apply on the tip. I'm really curious about the clear polygels. If this grainy look will stay after curing or not. This one feels actually thick as well. Probably the same as the natural one. But it's not too hard to apply. And I stretch it out, make sure it's even, and it looks like a clear. Let's try the white one. It is called Intense White, meaning this is probably the brightest white that they have, and it feels softer actually. Squeezing it from the tube was definitely easier than these two previous ones. Apply it on the tip. Do not forget to take some liquid on a brush, but your brush should not be too wet. You just have to have this slight layer of this liquid. White is actually pretty soft, much softer than these two colors, and it does look really bright. So I have 3 colors, natural, white, and clear, and this is how they look. But now let's try to work on the nail. I'm really curious how this natural color will work. I will also need dehydrator and power bond, which is non-acid primer, spatula and brush, intense seal top coat to give the glossy look at the end. I already prepped the nail and fit the form. First, we apply dehydrator, and you need to wait until it evaporates, then apply a thin layer of primer. Now, next step is optional, but I recommend you to do it if this is your first time working with this client, or you just know that this client experienced some problems with adhesion, or if the nails are damaged or overfiled. I apply a thin layer of the base gel, make sure it is not touching the skin, cure in LED for 30 seconds, and then apply the color. When doing short nails, I prefer one ball method, but for medium length, I rather prefer two-step application. Now I will show you what it is. First, I take the medium-sized bead, apply it in the center. So now basically I'm building only the foundation. If you're familiar with the tips, just imagine that I'm building the tip on the form right now. So I'm building the shape, the length, and this is pretty thin. As you can see, the color looks transparent because this is not the actual nail yet. This is only the foundation. But make sure that the side walls are straight, that the length is exactly the same size that your client desires, and that everything is symmetrical. When applying on the nail, this product feels thick again, so I would not recommend using any soft brushes because this will be definitely a struggle. Now make sure everything is thin and even, and then we cure it for 1 minute. Then I will apply a larger bead, clean the brush with the liquid, and this one will be actually creating the structure, the apex, and everything we need to have on the nail. I always start with the cuticle area, Press the product towards the cuticle, but make sure that you leave a tiny margin between the skin and the product. And then I also build this line across the side walls. This is very important. If you will skip this step or do not press it enough, your clients may experience some problems such as product lifting. Now we're almost done with the cuticle and the side walls area, so I gently stretch the products towards the free edge, and now it is obvious that I took too much, and it's not a problem. That's what is great with these products, that once you see there's too much, simply cut it off with a spatula and keep going. Before we cure it in the lamp, we can fix anything we want. And I always recommend to spend more time on the application to make sure everything is smooth, everything is symmetrical and perfect, so to eliminate time on filing. So I do some final retouch, check the nail from the different views. If you notice that some product is missing, you can also add something right away. Check the side walls, make sure that the product is not touching the skin, whether it's near the cuticle or along the side walls, and cure for 1 minute in LED. After that, I remove the sticky layer and file. And by the way, I also pinched the nail, but unfortunately I forgot to record it on the camera. So first I cured it for 10 seconds in LED, then slightly pinch it and cure the remaining 50 seconds. And this gel is one of the easiest to pinch. Most polygels do pinch, but they do not really hold the curve. After a couple hours or a few days, this curve comes back to normal. It's flat again. But with this gel, it holds this curve pretty well. As for filing, I have to admit it's pretty hard to file. This gel is extremely hard, so I recommend you to do a very good job on application so you will not need to file a lot, or maybe use electric file. This is one of those cases when I have to use 100 grit file. This is very rare when I need to use it. But probably because of this strength, it holds the curve better, and the nails do feel pretty strong, like it's an actual acrylic. When I'm done with the filing, I do some final retouch of the cuticles. I use this buffing cuticle bead to make sure there is no dry skin left, and I recommend you to do this after all the product application and filing, because if we would do it before while you file, the client's cuticle might be sensitive and it will not feel as comfortable. Now make sure you remove all the dust, and final step is applying the top coat. If you would like to use any color gel or gel polish, you can do this at this moment. I just really wanted to see how this color looks without any application on top of it. That's why I'm just using the top coat. Cure it for 1 minute in LED, and this is the result. Actually, I like the color. It looks pretty natural, but I think you can see the disadvantage. We still can see these white grains. To sum it up, I really like the product. I love the fact that it is so easy to pinch and it holds its curve. And as for disadvantages, this is definitely this slightly grainy look, and it's pretty hard to file. Let me know, guys, have you tried IBD Control Gel, and what do you think? Have you tried different colors? And if you haven't yet, what is your favorite brand of the polygel? Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to watch more tutorials from me, do not forget to subscribe, as I post new ones every week. See you in my next video. Goodbye.